Next in line to talk on contemporary issues is Engineer Fairoz Miller. Let me tell you something about this brilliant engineer. A civil engineering graduate from Bombay University, Engineer Fairoz is a respected member of the Kuwait construction industry. He has long been associated with the Indian Institute of Engineers Kuwait chapter as a charter engineer. He is also currently associated with Arabi Enertech and is the General Manager for the Special Projects Department. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Engineer Miller to deliver his speech.
Good evening, all the dignitaries on the desk, my colleagues, my friends, and the engineers. It is an opportunity for me to give a small presentation related to frugal engineering. I will try to make my speech very brief and very light. So I hope that I will not bore you and people will be having always a light and humorous aspect of the presentation. Frugal engineering is the science of breaking up the complex engineering process into its basic components and that rebuilding each component in the most economical manner to have a much cheaper final product without sacrificing quality. Frugal engineering can also be defined as doing more for less for more. Frugality drives innovation. Frugality means to be prudent in avoiding waste. When Ratan Tata started the Nano project, he had to go through a lot of constraints, and the biggest constraint was the price tag. The project had a clear creativity and had to happen within the stringent price tag of 1 lakh rupees, which is about $2,000. In order to understand frugality, it will help us if we understand what it is not. Frugal engineering is not simply low-cost engineering. It is not a scheme to boost project margin by squeezing the marrow out of the supplier's bones. It is not a form of cost cutting. Frugal engineering seeks to avoid needless cost, not removing features in engineering projects to sell them cheap. Frugal engineering addresses billions of consumers at the bottom of the pyramid who are moving out of poverty line in China, India, Brazil, and other emerging nations. They have started enjoying the first taste of modern prosperity and are shopping for their basics and not for their fancy features. Now we'll talk about Indian innovation, and I'll start talking more about Indians because our colleague, he has started the subject, and I being an Indian, I have to at least compete with him. Okay, so Indian innovation or Gandhi engineering. Innovation is about doing things differently. That makes a difference, making impossible possible. What did Gandhi do? He took on the might of the British Empire by mobilizing millions of people. Seemed impossible. But he did it. And what were his weapons? Non-violence, that is ahimsa, and Swadeshi, locally made goods. That is what Gandhi said. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. This is about getting more from less. He said, I would prize every invention of science made for the benefit of all. This is more for more. Value of money as well as value for many. Innovation barrier. The traditional mindset of the people which becomes a barrier for innovation, it is too risky, they say. Or suppose it fails, impossible. Already tried before. How to set the mind differently? Take a small idea and convert it to fantastic opportunity. Convert the problem into an opportunity. Have a mindsight, foresight, insight. Find opportunities where others see nothing. Opportunity is straight ahead. Opportunity is next door. When Jamshedji Tata wanted to produce steel, he was ridiculed. Sir Frederick Upcott went to the extent of saying, we will eat every pound of steel if you can produce it. Sir Frederick was in India during the British Empire, British rule in India, and he was not happy from Indian productions. But it is an irony that Tatas not only produce steel today, Tatas and others like Mittal are producing steel in the backyard of England and other European countries. Today, Tata Steel production facilities include those in India, UK, the Netherlands, Thailand, Singapore, China, and Australia. ArcelorMittal has steel making facilities in more than 20 countries, including America, Europe, South Africa, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan. When Dhirubhai Ambani said that he wants a phone call to cost the same as a postcard, everyone laughed. Today in India, we have the lowest call rates, fastest growing subscriber base, and the cheapest mobile handset, and cheaper and faster than a postcard, and the world is learning from India. Oh, Jaipur food. World, what do you know about Jaipur food? In 1968, in Jaipur, an artificial foot was invented by a traditional craftsman named Ramchandra Sharma. An orthopedic surgeon, Dr. P.K. Sethi, brought it to the world's attention. Jaipur foot is an artificial lower limb manufactured in India and has transformed the lives of innumerable landmine victims and other amputees in India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and other developing countries. Since 1975, over 300,000 limbs have been fitted. An artificial foot in America and developed countries may cost anywhere between $12,000 to $18,000. In India, in Jaipur, it costs only $40. Oh, Jaipur foot, help me stand, donate. There are some email addresses. There is an institution. They are doing a very good job. Anybody is interested can take opportunity. In the developing countries, we have 4 billion people with income less than $2 per day. Again, an Indian foot is many times better in performance. The simple reason is that an Indian walks barefoot, others don't. An Indian stands in paddy field the whole day, others do not. An Indian climbs a tree but does not climb down. Instead, he jumps down. Jaipur foot is not just about fitting limbs, but also about restoring dignity to the human beings and in the process to ourselves. An innovator is one who looks at something that everyone sees, but sees something that no one sees. An innovator is one who looks at something that everyone sees, but sees something that no one sees. Take a look at this picture. All of us have seen the whole family of 4 or 5 riding a two-wheeler. We did not see anything beyond that. When Ratan Tata saw it, he saw something no one else saw. He said, I want to change this. And that is why the $2,000 Nano car was born. Ratan Tata said, ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going. Because a straight line, even in ECG, means that we are not living. We see that US and the European markets are picking faster. When you develop a product for the rich, the poor will not be able to buy it. But when you develop a good product for the poor, even the rich will start using it. They will come in their Mercedes to take home the Nano. There are other frugal engineering developments where India is a partner. India recorded the lowest cost, $80 million for a space mission to Mars. And that has been an eye-opener for the whole world. India has managed to keep the cost low by implementing frugal engineering, which has one basic principle, and adapt existing technology as far as possible. When a technology is available, use it, instead of just going for new. Instead of flying directly to Mars, the 350-ton vehicle will orbit the Earth for nearly 1 month to build up the speed and to slingshot its way out of the Earth's gravitational pull before it embarks to a 4 million kilometer journey. International hepatitis B vaccine used to cost about $20 per dose. In India, Shatha Biotech brought down the cost to 40 cents per dose. Today 50% of the global immunization program, they use it. Frugal engineering can be defined as doing more for less, for more. Let us study the 3 monkeys of Mahatma Gandhi. If we consider only one monkey, who sees no evil, who speaks no evil and hears no evil. Is this frugal engineering? In fact, Mahatma Gandhi surely must have also considered the same concept. A small anecdote: 3 engineers and 3 accountants were all taking a trip together by a train to attend a seminar on frugal engineering. The accountant each bought a ticket, then watched as the engineers pooled their money and bought a single ticket. The accountant wanted to know how they were going to travel with just one ticket. The engineer smiled, and one of them said, you will just have to wait to see. When they boarded the train, the 3 engineers all crammed themselves into a bathroom and shut the door. When the conductor came to collect the tickets and knocked on the bathroom door and said, "Ticket please," one arm shot out of the bathroom, handing the ticket to the conductor. On the return trip, the accountant thought that they would do the same trick. They pooled their money and bought only one ticket, and they watched and noticed that the engineer did not buy a ticket at all. One accountant asked, "How do you guys think you will manage to ride the train without the ticket?" The engineer smiled, and one of them said, "You will just have to wait and see." On the train, the 3 engineers crammed into one of the restrooms, and the 3 engineers all fit themselves to another. Shortly after that, one of the engineers leaves his restroom and goes to the room that the accountant are in. He knocked the door and says, "Ticket please." One hand shoots out with a ticket. Next day, the accountant asked for an explanation. Why this happened, how this happened. And they replied that the first incident was before the seminar, and the second incident was after the seminar. With today's industry standards, we are compelled to be more competitive without compromising on safety and quality. And so in engineering, we can look at the 3 monkeys as follows. Don't close your eyes. Always be alert. Don't close your ears. Always listen to everyone. Don't be silent. Speak out at the right time. Now I have one small question for you. I'll make it easy. It's not going to be very difficult. Was this presentation beneficial to you? This is frugal engineering, with a small presentation and with more benefits. Thank you.
A ticketless journey from steel to phone calls to Jaipur foot and to Mars. Now we know what frugal engineering is, what it is not, and what the barriers to innovation are. Thank you, Engineer Miller, for that light, brief, and insightful presentation. Felicitate him with a token of appreciation.